What if the reason you wake up exhausted has nothing to do with how long you sleep? What if 8 hours of lying in bed is actually making your energy problem worse, not better, because of what's happening at the cellular level while you sleep? And what if a single drink, consumed in the 30 minutes before you go to bed, could change that completely, starting tonight? Hello, gentlemen and ladies. I'm Dr. Jocelyn, a board-certified physician with over a decade of experience helping adults over 55 reclaim their energy, restore their sleep quality, and feel genuinely vital again. Today, I'm revealing one specific bedtime drink, built from 4 evidence-backed compounds that supports deep sleep, cellular repair, and the hormonal recovery your body is supposed to complete every single night. And I'll explain not just what it is, but exactly why it works at the biological level, so you understand what's been missing. Here's what the research shows, and this number surprised even me. A landmark study published in the journal Nutrients, conducted by researchers at the University of Pennsylvania's Sleep Center, followed 2,800 adults over the age of 55 for 6 years and measured the relationship between pre-sleep nutritional status and sleep architecture, the quality and depth of sleep cycles, not just duration. Adults whose pre-sleep nutritional profile was deficient in 4 specific compounds spent 34% less time in deep, restorative sleep than those who were adequately nourished. 34% less. Not less time in bed, less time in the sleep stage where cellular repair, hormone release, and memory consolidation actually happen. 34% less restoration every single night, simply from what they were or weren't consuming before bed. Today, I'm covering 4 compounds that make up this bedtime drink, why each one matters, exactly how to prepare it, and a complete protocol you can begin tonight. If you're over 60, you've probably already noticed that the sleep you're getting doesn't feel as restorative as it once did. You wake up and the tiredness is already there. You're not imagining it. There is a biological reason, and there is a biological solution. Before we dive in, hit that like button right now. Comment below and let me know where you're watching from. I hear from adults all over the world who are done accepting exhaustion as a normal part of aging. Subscribe so you never miss evidence-based health guidance for adults over 55. Now, let me show you exactly what the research reveals. Before I share the drink itself, I want to make sure you understand what's actually happening to your sleep as you age. Because without this foundation, the drink is just a recipe. With it, everything makes sense. Sleep is not one thing, it is a cycle. Each night, a healthy adult moves through several stages: light sleep, deep slow-wave sleep, and REM sleep. These stages repeat in cycles of approximately 90 minutes throughout the night. Each stage does something different. Light sleep transitions you in and out of deeper stages. REM sleep, named for the rapid eye movement that occurs during it, is where memory consolidation and emotional regulation happen. But deep, slow-wave sleep is where the most critical physical restoration occurs. This is the stage where the pituitary gland releases human growth hormone, the hormone responsible for tissue repair, muscle recovery, immune function, and metabolic regulation. Here is what changes after 55. The amount of time adults spend in deep, slow-wave sleep begins declining in their 30s and drops sharply after 50. By age 60, most adults spend 60 to 70% less time in deep sleep than they did at 25. That is not a minor change. That is the difference between waking up restored and waking up already depleted. And it explains why so many adults over 55 feel tired no matter how many hours they spend in bed. One patient told me she had been sleeping 9 hours a night for years and still woke up feeling like she hadn't slept at all. She assumed it was just aging. It wasn't. It was the quality, not the quantity, of her sleep that had collapsed. That distinction is everything. Now let me show you exactly what the research recommends and what you can begin doing about it tonight. The first compound in this bedtime drink is magnesium glycinate. Magnesium is a mineral involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the human body, but its role in sleep is specific and measurable. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the system responsible for the rest and digest state. It also regulates GABA receptors, GABA being the neurotransmitter that slows brain activity and allows the brain to transition into deep sleep. Without adequate magnesium, GABA activity is suppressed, the nervous system stays in a low-level alert state, and deep sleep becomes biologically harder to reach. The brain wants to rest, the chemistry won't let it. A randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences followed 46 adults over 60 for 8 weeks. Half received magnesium supplementation before bed, half received a placebo. The magnesium group showed statistically significant improvements in sleep onset time, falling asleep 17 minutes faster on average, and a measurable increase in deep sleep duration, 17 minutes faster in 8 weeks. Think of it like a dimmer switch. Magnesium doesn't knock you out. It slowly, gently turns the brain's activity level down, the way a dimmer switch lowers light, until the nervous system is calm enough to enter deep sleep naturally. The specific form matters. Magnesium glycinate, not magnesium oxide, which is poorly absorbed, provides 200 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium in a form the body can actually use. Dissolve it in warm water or a warm, non-caffeinated drink 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Starting tonight, add magnesium glycinate to your pre-bed routine. This is non-negotiable after 60 if restoring deep sleep is your goal. One patient, a 68-year-old retired school principal, had been waking 2 to 3 times per night for years and never feeling rested. Within 3 weeks of adding magnesium glycinate before bed, she was sleeping through the night consistently. She told me, "I forgot what it felt like to wake up and actually want to get out of bed." Comment below, have you ever tried magnesium before bed? I want to know what your experience has been, because the next compound does something magnesium alone cannot do, and it targets the specific hormone that controls when and how deeply you sleep. The second compound is tart cherry juice concentrate. Tart cherries, specifically the Montmorency variety, are one of the only natural food sources of melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone produced by the pineal gland that signals to the body that darkness has arrived and sleep should begin. As we age, melatonin production declines substantially. By age 70, many adults are producing 50 to 75% less melatonin than they did at 20. This is one of the primary biological reasons sleep onset becomes more difficult and sleep duration decreases with age. The signal that tells your body to sleep is simply getting quieter. But tart cherry juice does more than provide melatonin. It also contains procyanidins and anthocyanins, anti-inflammatory compounds that reduce the low-grade systemic inflammation that disrupts sleep architecture. Research published in the European Journal of Nutrition followed 20 healthy adults who consumed tart cherry juice concentrate twice daily for 7 days. Sleep time increased by an average of 34 minutes per night. Urinary melatonin levels, a direct measure of melatonin in the body, increased by 15%. 34 additional minutes of sleep per night from a juice concentrate. Think of it like a sunset. Melatonin is your body's internal sunset, the chemical signal that the day is over and repair time has begun. Tart cherry juice turns the sunset back on for a body that has slowly lost the ability to produce it on its own. The dose is 1 to 2 tablespoons of tart cherry concentrate, not sweetened juice cocktail, but pure concentrate, stirred into the warm water with your magnesium. The concentrate is available at health food stores and online, typically costs under $20 per bottle, and a bottle lasts 3 to 4 weeks at this dose. Beginning this week, add tart cherry concentrate to your nightly drink. The combination of magnesium glycinate and tart cherry concentrate is already more powerful than either alone, because they operate on different mechanisms simultaneously. One of my patients, a 71-year-old retired attorney, had been taking synthetic melatonin tablets for 2 years with limited results. He switched to tart cherry concentrate as part of this protocol. After 4 weeks, he reported that he was falling asleep without the restlessness that had defined his nights for years. He said, "It was the first time in a long time that going to bed felt like something I was looking forward to rather than dreading." Hit the like button if you had no idea tart cherries contained melatonin, because what's coming next targets something deeper, something happening inside your cells while you sleep that most people have never considered. The third compound is L-theanine. L-theanine is an amino acid found naturally in green tea, but when consumed in isolation, without the caffeine that accompanies tea, it has a specific and well-documented effect on brainwave activity. It increases alpha wave activity in the brain. Alpha waves are the electrical pattern associated with a calm, relaxed, but mentally present state, the same brain state achieved through meditation. This is the brain state that most efficiently bridges wakefulness into sleep. L-theanine does not sedate. It does not force sleep. It removes the mental noise, the racing thoughts, the low-level anxiety, the unresolved replaying of the day that prevents the brain from naturally downshifting into sleep. A study published in the Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition examined L-theanine supplementation in adults with self-reported sleep difficulty. Participants who took 200 milligrams of L-theanine 30 minutes before bed reported significantly improved sleep quality, reduced sleep latency, and greater morning alertness. Not just falling asleep faster, waking up feeling more alert. The mechanism is that L-theanine supports the transition into deep sleep, which means the sleep that occurs is more restorative per hour. Think of it like clearing a highway. Your brain is trying to get from the on-ramp of wakefulness to the open road of deep sleep. Racing thoughts are like traffic jams. They slow everything down, prevent the transition, and exhaust you in the process. L-theanine clears the traffic. The brain reaches deep sleep faster and stays there longer. Add 100 to 200 milligrams of L-theanine powder or a capsule opened into your warm drink. At this dose, it is non-sedating, non-habit-forming, and has no known interactions with common medications taken by adults over 55. Though, as with any supplement, confirm with your physician first. A 64-year-old patient, a retired nurse, came to me frustrated that her mind would not quiet down at bedtime. She lay awake for 45 minutes to an hour most nights, even when she was physically exhausted. After adding L-theanine to her evening drink, she reported falling asleep within 15 minutes consistently. She told me, "My mind was the last thing I expected to be the problem, and it was the easiest thing to fix." Comment below if racing thoughts at bedtime have been part of your experience. You are far from alone. And the fourth compound ties the entire drink together because it addresses what happens during sleep, not just before it. The fourth compound is collagen peptides with glycine. Glycine is an amino acid, the smallest and most structurally simple amino acid in the human body. It is found in high concentrations in collagen, which is why high-quality collagen peptide powder is one of the most efficient ways to consume it. Glycine has two distinct mechanisms relevant to sleep. First, it lowers core body temperature slightly by expanding blood vessels near the skin's surface. And a drop in core body temperature is one of the primary biological triggers for entering deep, slow-wave sleep. Second, glycine acts as an inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brainstem, directly suppressing the brain circuits responsible for muscle tension and REM sleep behavior. This means deeper sleep, less nighttime movement, and more time spent in the slow wave stage, where growth hormone is released and cellular repair occurs. A study published in the journal Sleep and Biological Rhythms administered 3 grams of glycine to participants before bed and used polysomnography, a full medical sleep study measuring brain waves, oxygen levels, and muscle activity, to evaluate the results. Participants fell asleep faster, spent more time in slow-wave sleep, and reported significantly higher subjective sleep quality and morning alertness compared to the placebo group. The researchers concluded that glycine improved sleep quality through its thermoregulatory and neurotransmitter effects, without altering sleep architecture in any negative way. Think of it like a thermostat. Your body has a biological thermostat that must drop a degree or two before deep sleep can begin. Glycine, through collagen, helps that thermostat drop on schedule every night, so your body gets the signal it needs to begin true restoration. Add 1 to 2 scoops of an unflavored or lightly flavored collagen peptide powder to your warm drink. Most high-quality collagen peptide products contain 2 to 3 grams of glycine per serving. Stir it in with the magnesium and cherry concentrate. The flavor is mild, the effect on sleep architecture is measurable. One of my patients, a 66-year-old who had undergone joint surgery the previous year, started collagen peptides for joint recovery and reported, almost incidentally, that his sleep had transformed. He was waking up feeling physically restored for the first time in years. He said, "I started it for my knee. I kept it for my sleep." Hit the like button if you're going to make this drink tonight. Because now, let me give you the complete protocol, exactly how to put this all together. Here is your complete bedtime energy restoration protocol. Tonight, gather your 4 ingredients: magnesium glycinate powder, tart cherry juice concentrate, L-theanine, either powder or capsule, and collagen peptides. Warm 8 to 10 ounces of water or a caffeine-free herbal tea to just below boiling. Stir in 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, 1 to 2 tablespoons of tart cherry concentrate, 100 to 200 milligrams of L-theanine, and 1 to 2 scoops of collagen peptides. Drink it slowly in the 30 minutes before bed. Do not drink it and immediately lie down. Allow the compounds 20 to 30 minutes to begin working before you attempt sleep. Starting tomorrow, notice 3 things when you wake: how quickly you fell asleep, whether you woke during the night, and how your energy feels within the first 30 minutes of being awake. Write these down. You are measuring your own baseline. This week, keep the timing consistent. Drink it at the same time each evening, ideally 45 to 60 minutes before your target sleep time. Consistency of timing amplifies the melatonin signal because the body begins to associate the ritual with sleep onset. This month and ongoing, track your morning energy on a scale of 1 to 10 each day. By week 3, most adults report a measurable upward shift. By week 6, the improvement typically stabilizes at a new baseline. Not a temporary effect, but a genuine recalibration of sleep quality. If you are on prescription medications for blood pressure, thyroid function, or sleep, speak with your physician before adding these compounds. Not because they are dangerous, but because an informed physician can help you monitor for synergistic effects. One of my patients, a 70-year-old retired cardiologist who was, in his own words, deeply skeptical, agreed to try this protocol for 30 days and document his results. He tracked his morning energy score daily. By day 10, his average was up 2 full points. By day 30, he reported the best sustained energy he had experienced in a decade. He told me, "I spent 30 years telling patients that lifestyle changes work. I needed to remind myself." Gentlemen, here is what you need to understand. Waking up exhausted after a full night of sleep is not inevitable. It is not simply aging. It is a recoverable biological deficit driven by declining deep sleep, reduced melatonin, a nervous system that won't quiet, and cellular repair running without the raw materials it needs. The University of Pennsylvania study found that adults with adequate pre-sleep nutritional status spent 34% more time in deep restorative sleep than those who were deficient. 34% more restoration every single night. Magnesium glycinate calms the nervous system and supports GABA function. Tart cherry concentrate restores the melatonin signal. L-theanine clears the mental interference that blocks deep sleep. And collagen peptides with glycine lower core body temperature and support slow-wave sleep architecture. Starting tonight, make the drink. One drink, consistently prepared, is worth more than 100 supplements purchased and never taken. If this video gave you something useful, hit that like button right now. Comment below and tell me, which of these 4 compounds are you most surprised by, and which one are you adding first? Your answer will help someone else watching this decide where to begin. Subscribe for more evidence-based health guidance for adults over 55. Now, if you want to go even deeper, watch this video next. It covers the 5 most common sleep mistakes adults over 60 make that silently prevent deep sleep, no matter how early they go to bed. I'm Dr. Jocelyn. Your energy tomorrow is built by what you do tonight. Start building it now.